Good morning or good afternoon, whenever you'll be reviewing this. I'm here to present on behalf of Group 47. We have developed a web-based solution for the problem given to us, namely the Community Sports Management Program. We have decided to create a web-based solution for this problem to help our fictional sports facility named Sports Hub, a community-driven sports facility that helps provide different facilities to different people. When you first open the website, you'll be greeted with a basic template here. The main page welcomes the user, shows a very basic blurb about their goals and motives, and also shows the current weather for the day, and also the days following. If the user wants to interact with the account, they can sign in with Google, where the type of user will be read in from the backend, and then we will be able to use the respective functionality. The first thing I'm going to be showing the use of is the toolbar. The reason I'll be starting with the toolbar is that the toolbar updates dynamically based on what user is logged in. If you have a normal user, you only have access to the user field, and if you are staff, you have access to everything staff has, plus the updates, and if you're an admin, you have access to everything, including the admin toolbar. I'll demonstrate now the different features. If I first log in as a normal user, you'll be able to see that we have home, issues, bookings, and facilities. If I log out, the main page will reset, and then I can log in once again as a staff member. If I log in as a staff member, you can see all your current bookings as well as the updates over here. If we log out and sign in as a admin, you'll see the toolbar updates once again with access to all the functionality. Going down, we have notification spots for the upcoming events, of current maintenance things that need to be handled and what facilities they are affecting. And finally, your current bookings for different things during the next 3 days to come. These bookings show up over here, as well as the current event will show up in green, the current day, as well as your different bookings will show up on the calendar on the bottom here, helping the user when they log in to understand what's happening. This is the same no matter what user type is logged in. Moving on to issues. On this page, we have a list of all issues that are currently been reported by users. If a user decides they want to filter by facilities, they can see which specific issues are in different facilities. They can also order this by date, shown here but due to there not being any, specifically filtered by the date that they are reported. Over here, we can select if we are a user that wants to report a issue. We can come here and select a facility, for example, a tennis court. We can say that there is a access issue and say that the gate to the court is broken. And then we can say submit report. It will take a few seconds to update on the backend, and once it is finished, it'll be added to the table over here. Continuing on, we can go to the Bookings tab. The Bookings tab allows users to select bookings for coming days. If I want to book the archery range, for example, on the 25th, I can select the venue over here and select the date, where this new bar will show up. In this field, I'm able to select a time. If that time is already taken by something else on this sheet, it will be blanked out and not shown, showing to the user that it is already taken by a different facility. If I were to book from 10 to 11 to 12, I can then state, for example, 10 people, and say that I want to book the archery range for a practice session. They can then confirm the booking. Confirming the booking will then have a pop-up, say OK, and reset the page to its initial state. Things to note is that if the number of people is not valid, it will throw an error, as well as if no time is selected, it will also throw an error. Easier to show time, as if I say confirm booking, it will say please select a time. The Facilities tab shows the user all the different facilities that Sports Hub has to offer. We are able to see all the different facilities, the capacity, a description of it, as well as a small image describing it. At the very bottom, you can also see a table that more easily describes all of these different facilities. This bar at the top allows to easily manipulate and scan through the page to go to the different areas, as well as a map on the right that shows us where all the different venues are located. Now, onto the Updates tab. The Updates tab is only able to be accessed by a staff or admin. As before, you can filter the different facilities and also filter by date. If a staff wants to update one of these, they are able to come here and update, add something. So let's say, for example, we said the gate on the building is faulty for the climbing wall. I can say issue has been fixed as of today with a replacement. I will then be able to change it to a resolved and then send an email notification out to everyone who is currently signed up to the service. If I say update issue, it will then send out the notification and we will see it update over here. The reason I specifically wanted to do this one and why I have my inbox open is that email is sent around to everybody. You're also able to download a PDF from this link as a staff, which takes a few seconds to load, and then it will download. Clicking on this will allow us to see all the different issues that were reported during the different months of the year. Continuing on to the admin slide. The admin slide has a sub-toolbar with 4 different aspects, namely the users, bookings, events, and analytics. If I click on the users, it brings up a new section showing all the different users on the account, on the service, and the ability to edit what user type they are. For example, our first one that we interacted with was a type of user. If I come here and set it to be an admin and update, it will take a few seconds, and then you will notice that the Webman W will update to an admin account. This means now it will have admin functionality. Going to the bookings tab, we are able to see the list of all currently bookings that need to be approved. A booking is not valid until it has been approved by an admin. If I come over here and, for example, click approve, it will take a few seconds to load and then everything will be done. However, this can be tiresome for an admin, as there may be hundreds if not thousands to go through. Therefore, after he has declined all the ones he does not accept, he can then say accept all bookings. Something to note is that if there is a duplicate booking on any of these days, it will automatically deny one of them and go with the one that was issued initially. The last button on here after filter by venue, which would filter by the venues currently listed here, is to send booking reminders. If you send a booking reminder, it will send an email to all users who have a booking within the next 3 days. I will show off these reminders once we are finished with all of the functionality of the website. If we go to the Events tab, we are able to create a new event or edit and delete our current one. If we were to edit our current one, for example, to say include 40, only have, no, sorry, that does not show up. If we would like to say instead of MIA versus IBZA, we say MIA versus BIZ, and then save the changes. It will take a few seconds to load, and once it is finished, this menu will close, and it will update again with the new info. If we go to the home page as well, we will be able to see that the event over here also gets updated as well. On the last thing within our admin tab is the analytics. Analytics allow us to see the different trends and usages of our facility. Over here, we can see usage by facility and usage by time slot, which shows us when things are most booked compared to other stuff. We can show it as stacked on top of each other for each of the months, or we can show it as percentages instead of just as the amount that were actually recorded. Over here shows a very basic rundown of all the different things that were happened, and once again, we can download as a PDF, which when opening will allow us to see all the relevant info that we were just looking at. Last but not least is the emails. If we come here as before, when we sent the maintenance out, we received this email to all users who are on the system. And then this email was sent out with all the bookings that were within the next 3 days, as you can see with the 25th, 27th, and 26th. That concludes the presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed our presentation.